Hey, you're at Steve Tech, and this is our motor coverage or engine coverage of the Rick Shigley motor. And also we'll just call this, the 1,000 to 1,100 horsepower LS combo. So this was our LS3 based engine combo. So first things first, what we do with this block is we automatically, and we'll put some other pictures in here for you, but we automatically always put a main stud conversion in these, which requires that we need to align hone. So we do a main stud conversion, align hone this block, then we always use a 4070 bore piston instead of the 4065. So every one of these blocks is bored, actually honed 5 thousandths oversized. We do that with a torque plate. So you'll see at one of the other videos here in our section that the torque plate honing also distorts the cylinder similar to what the cylinder head does. That's what a torque plate actually is doing, is when you bolt this torque plate onto a cylinder head, you will see that bolt the torque plate onto the block, it simulates the cylinder head. It pulls the bores out around. I'll show that to you here. Now what we do after that is we also deck these blocks. So we don't just throw good parts in a bone stock block. We go through main studs. When you put main studs in it, it distorts the main saddle, so where the main bearings go. So you end up having to line hone it. So we line hone it. Then we hone it to size with torque plates, doing a better ring seal, make the cylinder round with the cylinder head on it. Then we resurface the block, because the block needs to be resurfaced because the factory surface finish isn't as good as what we'd like to see it. Plus we're squaring everything up and making it perpendicular, straight, level, and 90-degree angles. Then we take the cylinder heads. Now the cylinder heads we also resurface because the surface finish on the factory stuff just isn't as good as what it should be. We cut that valve job, so we recut the valves, seats. We reuse, actually we just reused the castings because we put new valves in it. All these parts are all listed back onto the website, but we use new valves. We recut the valve job because sometimes the factory will miss the valve job too. Not very often, but every once in a while they'll miss the valve job. So we do that with the spring retainer keeper kit. That also is in the parts listing that we have there. And that would get you through that basic block and cylinder head. Now the rotating assembly, obviously it's balanced. You'll also see that we have a parts listing on what that is. Then we would go right to, so that will get you to that complete engine. So all of that is just good, proven componentry that we have. Everything's listed, like I said, right back on the web page for this specific motor. But machine work wise, what you really need to make sure that you're focusing on is make sure that you are doing the line hone with the main studs, that you're doing the cylinder hone with a torque plate. All those things affect your overall performance, and then resurfacing everything, valve jobbing. We're just making sure that everything is correct, right, and ready to go. Then we wanted to talk to you a little bit about this hooker turbo kit, or header kit. Now you can see here, I'll hold up the tape measure so you can actually see the measurements on it. But we've gone up into that 1,300 horsepower area with this hooker kit. These are good. We have the turbo mounts right here. You can see how far this is from your cylinder head to the turbo. So right from the cylinder head, you can see we're at 18 inches right there. The backside's very close to the water pump. You can see your height. It is from valve cover you're about 2 or 3 inches down. And if we go to the front, now this is with a T6 with our turbo. This is based off a Borg Warner 75mm. Obviously this is a billet wheel turbo from us. But you can see that the entire turbo is inside what the valve cover would be. So it all packages it up very nicely. Does this fit in your car? I have no freaking idea. But I'm giving you the measurements so you can see if it fits in your car. It looks pretty good. I mean, outside a radiator and stuff, it pretty much is gonna be able to fit about anything. You know, depending on where your radiator is. And obviously you can point the volutes down. All you do is loosen up the clamp here, turn this volute down, and then aim it out towards your intercooler anywhere else that you want to be. This is a Holley EFI system, and what we'll do is, if you do buy all the componentry for this particular motor, if you don't have us do the complete engine, I'm more than happy to sell you all the parts. And if we sell you the EFI, I'll actually sell you the exact tune and everything you need to do this exact combination. Now you can see that this customer actually wanted us to use a stock LS3 manifold. We can use different manifold, changes the tune up just slightly, but not a whole lot. But we'll even give you the, if you buy this stuff from us, I'll just give you the tune of the dyno pull that you just saw right there. So everything is all 100% done. Everything else is a pretty simple, easy, common deal. This is LS3 Camaro style front end, I believe. Front fascia. This one still uses actually the stock balancer, but we can put aftermarket balancer in this application. But anyways, real nice combination. Any other questions you have about this, if you're a subscriber, which obviously you are if you're watching this, just give us a call and we're more than happy to help you out. You'll see the link down below here. You can touch that link off and that'll take you directly to the web page where you can get an actual parts listing of what is in this engine, and we'll be more than happy to give you an estimate on all of that so you can get this exact engine if you want to build this yourself. Anyways, I'm Steve Morris, Steve Tech. Have a great day.